Hey everybody, today we're focusing on our learning target about explaining how Native Americans used their land to survive. And this week we are focusing on the Plains region. You can see the Plains region right here on this map. The gigantic red area on this map shows you the Plains region. It goes from the top of our country all the way to the bottom of our country in the middle. It's a big portion of our country, from top to bottom in the middle. You do need to make sure that you know how to find the Plains region on a map. So what type of shelters did they use in the Plains regions? Two main types, teepees and earthen lodges. They had to hunt and gather a lot, which means they had to move around a lot. They had to follow the food. They hunted buffalo, so as buffalo would roam around, so would they. So they often lived in camps. The Native Americans of the Plains region tended to live in either teepees, an extremely mobile shelter built from tree limbs and buffalo hides, or more permanent earthen lodges, which were often situated near water sources such as rivers. On this part of the PowerPoint, you see a photograph of real teepees. So this part here would have been built of buffalo skin, and then the top would have been tree limbs. And here is a picture of an earthen lodge. An earthen lodge is what they used when they weren't moving around as much. Some tribes of the Plains region also built shelters from wooden poles and then covered them with grass. And that's what we see in the picture here. This is an example of an earthen lodge. So you see they used their environment to build their shelters. They didn't go to a store or have construction workers build these for them. They used the earth. What did they eat? The Plains Native Americans ate a variety of food, including deer and elk, and in some areas they were able to farm. So they were able to plant crops such as corn, squash, and beans. However, by far, the most important source of food for many of the Plains Native Americans were the buffalo bison. All parts of buffalo were used for either food, shelter, clothing, weapons, or tools. They didn't waste any part of the buffalo. They would eat the meat. They would use some of the teeth and bones to make tools. They would use the skin and fur to make clothing and shelter. They believed that the buffalo was a gift, and they did not want to waste any part of that gift. How did they travel? You often see pictures or read historical writings about Native Americans of the Plains region traveling on horseback. And they also traveled in groups to keep each other safe. What did they wear? Native Americans in this region wore clothes made out of buffalo hide. Hide means skin. So their clothes were made mostly out of the skin of buffaloes, sometimes out of other animals. And you see an example of what a real outfit looks like here, decorated beautifully. This is also an area where they would wear the traditional Native American headdresses. Sometimes they wore buffalo horns on their hat. Okay, now I've switched over to your assignment for today, Native Americans of the Plains Region Graphic Organizer. If your tool grays out while you're watching the videos, just refresh and it will reload. You have your learning target. You have one more very interesting video to watch about Native Americans of the Plains regions, and then you have your assignment. You're going to click the Native Americans of the Plains Region Graphic Organizer, and it will open in a new tab. Here it is. You're going to click Edit Presentation, Edit in Browser. It's going to reload at that point. And here's your graphic organizer. Click into the boxes to teach me facts about the land, facts about the shelters, facts about the food, and facts about the clothing that Native Americans of the Plains region used. Show me what you learned in both videos. You may choose to do bullet points or complete sentences. Either is fine. Try to use the new vocabulary words, those words that were bold and yellow in the lesson, to show me that you did learn them. And then remember to click submit when you're done.